Every student should be educated as though they were designed for political power and responsibility within a democratic system. Is that a joke? No, it's a philosophy. One of the biggest political challenges of our time is that social media exposes leaders to more criticism, ridicule, mockery, insults, and nitpicking than any normal human being can endure. A lot of people don't want to get involved in politics for that reason. How are universities responding to this challenge? By creating the most sensitive, easily offended people in human history. Why did the founders of BLM take off with all the money? They wanted to buy mansions. Why did BLM want to destroy the traditional family structure? Look it up. That's one of their goals, was to demolish the, what do you call that? The nuclear family. Are you coming to San Francisco? Yes. You will meet some gentle people there. That's a joke. I couldn't figure out the last part. Are you coming to San Francisco? Yes. In the 60s, I suppose you could have said you will meet some gentle people there. Probably could still meet some. What is COVID? An excuse to avoid the in-laws. That's mine. Why did the radical feminist cross the road? To gain attention for her temper tantrum and satisfy the requirements for a critical studies diploma. That's mine. It's okay to tell jokes about the Rolling Stones. In fact, it's a gas. What do you call a phony dog? A sham poodle. What was John Lennon's final hit? The Pavement. That's mine. It's bad, eh? I'm not a vegetarian because I love animals. I just hate vegetables. What's the best way to keep milk fresh? Leave it in the cow. How do you distinguish between an idiot and a moron? The idiot drives a lot faster. What do you call a dictionary that's addicted to drugs? A dictionary. Why did George Soros spend millions of dollars on the election campaign of progressive prosecutors in the United States? Prosecutors are elected in the United States, and he spent a lot of money making sure that the ones he wanted in positions of power got there. Why did George Soros spend millions of dollars on the election campaign of progressive prosecutors? Because he wanted safer streets. How many men does it take to wallpaper a wall? It depends on how thinly you slice them.
I got it. Yeah.
Why don't men share their feelings? They don't have any. Lawyer. Without saying anything, tell us what happened next. That's an actual quote. Lawyer. Were you alone or by yourself? Lawyer. How many times have you committed suicide? A middle-aged woman goes to church and prays to God, asking him how long she has to live. Surprisingly, God answers and says that she has at least 30 years to look forward to. Naturally, the woman is ecstatic. She decides that she should make the most of it with cosmetic surgery. She gets Botox around her eyes and lips, a facelift, a tummy tuck, and breast implants. 10 minutes later, she leaves the hospital and is hit by a truck and killed instantly. When she gets to heaven, she's angry with God and asks why he didn't protect her. God says, I would have, but I didn't recognize you. Why didn't Canada listen to Taiwan's early warnings on COVID? Because Taiwan is a democracy. If a fallacy is an example of poor logic, and something that is logical is an example of something that uses good logic, isn't a logical fallacy an example of poor logic that uses good logic? Run through that again. This is mine. If a fallacy is an example of poor logic, and something that is logical is an example of something that uses good logic, isn't a logical fallacy an example of poor logic that uses good logic? Ooh. So the punchline is, huh? Not sure I can get it even myself. I identify as a sad Fiamengo. Which mainstream American media corporations take advertising dollars from Big Pharma? All of them. I don't know if I've done this one already. This is one of mine. One of the biggest political challenges of our time is the toxicity of public political discourse. Due to social media, every politician is going to be criticized, ridiculed, insulted, and probably threatened. How are Western universities responding to this challenge? By creating the most oversensitive, easily offended generation in history. Why did North Korea ban smiling and laughing? Because it could. What did the doctor say to his patient? Take 2 fentanyl and call me in the morning. In the beginning, I included snakes in my writing for the kind of emotions they would provoke. Later, they just kind of slithered in and there was nothing I could do about it. I think that's mine. However long we postpone it, we eventually lay down in that notoriously uncomfortable of beds, the one we make ourselves. Who said that? Nobody is having kids. Who's nobody? The guy down the street. How do you know this is temporary? Because it will come to an end. What if it doesn't come to an end? Then it's not temporary. Of course it's an exaggeration. It's a story, for Christ's sake. That's mine. Of course it was inevitable. It happened, didn't it? Alcoholics Anonymous has a great saying about people only being as sick as their secrets. These days, though, sadly, a great many people are about to find out they're only as sick as the secrets they shared online. Basic science for 300, Alex. Observation, hypothesis, prediction, test. What is misinformation? Sorry, Bert, that's not correct. Ernie? What is systemic racism? Sorry, Bert. How about you, Turd Ferguson? That guy from the show, Relic. What's his name from the Beachcombers? The one I kissed for nothing. What do you mean you kissed him for nothing, Turd? Well, I was supposed to get a role on his new show out of it. Nobody kisses Relic for nothing. Wrong, Turd. Hang on. I think you meant wrong, Turd. Wrong Turd needs something else. It's a pretty convoluted joke. But it is true. Norm Macdonald did go and meet Relic. And he did want him to be on Relic's new show. And according to Norm Macdonald, he kissed Relic. He did. That's according to Norm Macdonald. Okay, so this is definitely mine. Everybody's experience with narcissism is unique, but I think mine are uniquer. Of course, that's exactly what any narcissist would say. Yes, but in my case, it might be true. Of course, that is exactly what any narcissist would say. Do you have another line, or do you just kind of just disregard everything I say in a rude and arrogant, dismissive, condescending way? What are you saying? What am I saying? I'm saying that you're not half as superior as you think you are, and that you act like a narcissist yourself. That isn't very nice. Neither are you. All I want for Christmas is fewer church burnings. Why did Joe Biden cross the road? Because he forgot that he had already helped cause an unnecessary war on the other side already. This war between Russia and Ukraine didn't need to happen. Art is a beautiful thing. A quote from the Washington Post. It's important that we